Based on the dates scrawled on the cassette, we have a Norm Nathan show from January 2nd, 1994, with a dash of January 28th thrown in for good measure. Our title is The Prescription is Laughter. Loads of calls are heard throughout. Please hold your applause until I introduce the entire head table. An old friend, Rob, talking about the Red Sox. Phil, Peggy in Dorchester. Jim, Bartholomew Chauncy from Boston. Was this the first time Norm gave him the Chauncy nickname? Andrew on a car phone. I appear to join in for the laughs. Vivian, who's feeling good. Phil from Ontario, Canada, with some quiz show-like jokes. Libby, the adorable Addie and Everett. John, Laurie, B, Rob, Mike, Judy, Fred from New Jersey, Edward from Everett, Michael, nope. Denise in Brookline, Jean from Somerville, Eddie, but it sounds like Jimmy from Winthrop or Mike in Marshfield, and Walter, who has lots of phones, but nobody calls. We get a few traffic reports from Jack Hart and Aaron Sawyer, too. One more note before we begin. Here's my requisite request. If you are able to support this island of silly in a mad world, Fred kept me caffeinated again by using Buy Me a Coffee. He's a great human being. Your other options are joining Patreon and subscribing on Castos. I've simplified that process by including links in the description box. Episode 218, The Prescription is Laughter, guffaws its way to your ears. Now.
Jack Hart. Well, thank you, Jay. We are still dealing with some extra volume on the lower deck of Route 93 and the Tobin Bridge heading into the city. Be careful there, as well as the expressway northbound. Route 93 northbound in Somerville, a disabled vehicle in a reasonably tough spot, so do watch out for it. Do remember, roadways are wet from the melting snow a little bit later on. That could get icy. I'm Jack Hart, WBZ 24-hour traffic network.
And there was a change needed. And, I hear he's pretty good. And, he was a Red Sox follower. And
he's from Massachusetts anyway.
From Massachusetts.
From Dalton.
He always wanted to be here doing something. So, and plus, too, the Red Sox are making a few trades. So, you just have to wait and see with them. But, usually it's always going to be the same thing, wait till next year.
Yeah.
I hope it's not, but...
I know one of my kids, one of my daughters, for Christmas each year is kind of a tradition, gets a whole bunch of Red Sox tickets.
I remember you told me you're going to open the day.
Yeah, so we have five. I guess we'll be on about 5 games together anyway, probably more than that. But we have tickets to 5 games already. Yeah. And watching them last year was so frustrating. I was telling you, don't forget about the tickets. Who wants to see them?
It is, Norm. Every year that the Red Sox do make an improvement, like they got Frank Viola and then they had Aaron Seeley. When they do show a spark of life, the other teams just smother them. Just like Toronto. The Red Sox was in it until, I think, in the middle of August, when Cleveland swept them 4 games. After that, they went straight downhill. Because, Toronto, that's a team to be reckoned with. They have awesome teams. They repeated the World Series. And then, too, with this year, you got to look at Baltimore. They're going to be good. And the other teams in the league. So, I can't see the Red Sox really winning the World Series for quite a while.
Well, we'll hang in there.
Hey, Norm, stay as beautiful as you are. It's a good show. And don't never forget who got you there like some other talk show host.
Hey, Rob, thanks a lot for the call. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it took it all night to get you.
I know, and I'm sorry you had to wait so long.
Yeah, that's all right. That fellow from Everett, I worked in Everett Square in the Waldorf. You remember the Waldorf there?
The what?
The Waldorf restaurant.
No, I don't. I don't remember that.
That was in 1929.
Oh.
So I must be his age.
I guess so.
He sent me from the Muscully Square over to Everett, and I worked 12 hours a night.
Yeah, he said he was in his 80s.
Yeah, well, I am, too. And also, I see where you're the moderator, huh?
In my hometown, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So see you later.
Okay, Phil. Let's go to, that was Phil. Let's see. Who else we'll go to. Let's go to Peggy in Dorchester. Hi, Peggy.
Hi, how are you, Norm?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
Good to talk to you again. You got a kick out of the 12 Days of Christmas.
I did. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, I thought you might enjoy that. Earlier in the program, you talked about the phrase, good riddance to bad rubbish.
Yes.
Yeah. We said that when we were kids. That was the worst thing you could say to somebody.
I know it.
Wasn't
Wasn't
it? Okay, how about, do you remember the phrase when you were playing hide and seek, ollie, ollie, in free?
Yes.
What did that mean?
I had no idea. No idea. And it's funny, we never even thought, what does that mean? We just said it.
Just said it.
Ollie, ollie, and free. What?
It meant, it meant, I guess, that everybody who was in their hiding place came out for whatever reason.
They could come in free or something.
Yeah.
But the original expression sounds like an old British chant of some sort, maybe.
Some sort,
yeah. I don't know what the original...
Well, it was for an emergency. You had to have an emergency meeting. So you yelled, ollie, in free.
Yeah, I do remember that. You're bringing back some very pleasant memories, Peggy. Watch yourself.
Yeah, because you always went out after supper in the summertime and played until dark.
Yeah, and that's right. You played all these great games.
Right.
We didn't call it hide and go seek, which is what it really was. We call it hide and go seek.
Hide and go seek. You really used shorthand, didn't you?
Well, I don't think we knew the real words. I want to play hide and go seek.
Yeah, right. And the parents would all be sitting out on the front porch.
There'd be a lot of that going on.
There'd be a lot of that.
And then later on, what we would do is somebody would put a radio in their front window, and we'd listen to the baseball games.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah, kind of blasting around the neighborhood.
That's right. But those were the sounds of summer.
That's right, they were. That's right.
Were. Okay, one more question for you. Have you heard any of those tapes yet by Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. when they were in Vegas?
No, I have not.
Oh, they are terrific. They have such a good time doing these tapes. And they get paid fabulous money. They got paid fabulous money.
Yeah.
And they just sound as if they're having a ball, and I know you would enjoy them.
I will enjoy them, and I will listen to them, and I will listen to them, and I will enjoy them, and then I will say, ollie, in free.
Right. Right.
Hey, good riddance to bad rubbish.
Yes.
No, I guess good riddance to bad rubbish wouldn't fit quite.
Not under those circumstances. But listen, it's so nice to listen to you and to talk with you.
Thanks. One day we'll have to get together, Peggy, and play hide and go seek.
Yes.
Take care. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye, Peggy. That's my friend Peggy. 254-1030 is our phone number. I know you haven't asked me, but I don't know, every now and then I think I ought to mention it. 617 is the area code to Boston, 254-1030. Jim in Boston. Hello, Jim.
And good morning, Norman.
Good morning, Jim.
How are you this morning?
I am fine. I think I'm beginning to talk more and more like you.
It's lovely to hear your voice.
Well, it's lovely to hear your voice.
You said on more than one occasion that I certainly don't sound like a Jim.
No, you don't. You sound more like, let me see, maybe like a Chauncy.
Well, for your approval, I have a new nom de plume, and let's call it Bartholomew. How's that sound?
Oh, Bartholomew?
Bartholomew.
Like in Bartholomew, you mean?
Bartholomew, yes.
Okay, that would be very, very nice. And I'm practicing to make sure that eventually I can talk exactly like you. And I may change my name to perhaps Bradford.
Before I tell you, if you will listen, the tale of Reflected Gloria.
Reflected Gloria?
Yeah.
I shall listen. Jim, go right ahead.
Well, we spoke of a couple of things other people did of the RKO Boston. And I remember the Sam Kaufman Bostonette line of girls. Chorus.
Oh, really?
They had wonderful shows there, and vaudeville shows, if you will. But Sam Kaufman had a line of pretty girls, a chorus. And another interesting thing, I treaded the wooden the stage, I sang from the old Gaiety.
Oh, really?
I entertained there. I wasn't a professional, but I remember that to this day. I was only a boy. And
what did you sing? Do you remember the song?
Oh, no, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't.
Oh, because I was going to sing it for you just to bring back some swell memories.
And getting now to the tale of reflected Gloria.
Ladies, hold on a minute. We'll get the kids in line. Hey, kids! Kids in the teen canteen. Hey, are you all excited about this? Okay, the tales of reflected glory. The kids are excited.
Well, in Brookline is the town, and John F.K. and I, we both lived the same town in Brookline. He lived up at Coolidge Corner and off the Harvard Street, and I lived on Chestnut Street in Brookline. And we didn't meet for some time later, and I wound up in a private school, and I had occasion to drive up early in the morning up to Holy Cross to serve Mass for the scholastics, and as a result, I was taken to enjoy the football teams of Holy Cross. In 1926-29, they had very good teams. They used to play at BC then, of course, too, and I had a chance to sit on the right on with the coach right there, and the coach is Cleo O'Donnell, and that'll strike a name when I tell you later on. But now I met JFK just the once time when I signed his first papers to be nominating for senator, and I didn't see him again until I saw him from a distance, about 10 feet away, when I waved at him at the Copley Plaza when he was an open car driving, when he was coming for president, had been president rather. And so I didn't see him after that for some time. But it's interesting, later on, I met his wife, Miss Onassis. I met her when Lenny O'Donnell was buried and up in the cemetery in Brookline. And I was there at that funeral. Kenny O'Donnell was, of course, the assistant and the appointments man for JFK, and he was the son of that famous coach that I saw as a small boy that sat in a football team. And I thought this was rather interesting, these cases that tied in that way, that I had met, of course, later on I met the other Kennedy, Ted, but I never met Bobby. But I thought it was rather interesting how we started back in Brookline there, and we were born the same year and so forth. And so that's the tale, if you found it pretty dull after all.
No, I was just sitting right at the edge of a seat, Big Jim. Just got to break it out in goosebumps.
Well,
I love your laugh. Now, your laugh doesn't go with the rest of your speech. For example, you talk this way. Hi, this is Jim. And of course, it should be Chauncy, as I said. Your name shouldn't be Jim, not the way you talk. And then you laugh kind of like David Letterman almost.
David Letterman.
Yeah. that was more like Santa Claus.
That's a little better, I suppose.
No, that was either way is okay.
Well, and anyway, at least I try to come up with something else to say.
And you do, and I appreciate that.
And it's such a joy to hear you.
It's such a joy to hear you.
Good night, sir.
Okay, good night, Jim. Because I want to talk like him. I just love the way he talks. Oh, let's get Andrew. He's in his car, and that's an expensive phone call. Andrew, hi.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. I hope you're okay.
I'm doing fine. This is first-time caller.
Good. Where are you?
Right now I'm in Dorchester. I'm almost I'm getting out of work, and I'm heading home, so I should be there shortly.
What kind of work do you do?
I work in a restaurant up in Lowell.
And you're open pretty late then?
Yes, sir. It's one of the busiest stores in the chain that we have.
Okay. So, what chain is that?
The 99 restaurant.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice restaurant chain.
Anytime you want to come in, sir, and I'll give you anything you want.
Really? Free, you mean? You're free?
Sure, why not?
Free?
Why not?
Okay.
Bring the whole staff in.
I'll bring the whole staff.
We'll treat you well.
Are you the manager up there?
No, I'm just one of the little people.
Oh, yeah, and you're gonna see just a whole bunch of us come in for free. I can see the manager looking at you and saying, "Hey, Andrew, did you tell these guys to come in for free or what?" No, we won't do that. But I have been to 99 restaurants quite a lot of times, and I think they're quite nice.
Anytime you want, sir, come on up, and we'll treat you well.
Okay, so you I know you will. You always do.
Yeah.
You travel from Lowell to Dorchester.
That's correct.
I guess that's not too long a trip, though, is it?
It's about an hour.
Is it?
So it's not too bad. I have my Dunkin' Donuts coffees at night, and I'm all set.
Are you working your way up to be a manager?
It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Well, I wish you good.
Like to do.
I wish you good luck. I hope so. The restaurant business must be kind of interesting, is it?
Yes, it is. It's a very high paced store that I'm involved with. So it's you learn a lot. It's fun.
Yeah.
I like to do it mainly at home. So I enjoy it.
I'm sorry, you like to do restaurant work mainly at home? Is that?
Well, I mean, cooking and so forth, and barbecues.
Are you the cook up there in Lowell?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, I really admire that. Anybody who can cook, I think, is number one on my list.
Yeah. In the middle of February, we're going to have our 2-year anniversary that we opened up in Lowell, and we're going to have lots of different international nights, different foods and so forth. So if you like, come on up and join us.
Sounds good.
But actually, the reason why I called, I have a couple of points to make. The young lady that just called, first of all, get rid of this guy.
I would think so.
Yes,
I would think so. The way she talked, yeah.
Yes. I was with a girl for 3 years, and I was physically abused. She beat me up, to tell you the truth.
No kidding. How did that happen? You physically?
Well, she was on pain medications from surgeries and so forth, and she liked to overindulge. So I was on the physical end, and I never hit a girl my whole life.
So you had to take her beating you, and you didn't strike back?
Well, we were engaged, and I did not want to lose the engagement because I did care for her very much. But I took a toll after a while. I'd be driving down the road, and she would be punching me in the face because I did not love her or take her out to dinner as much as that she wanted. So,
were these little fantasy things that she envisioned in her mind that you think were not true?
Yep, that's correct. So any guy that hits a girl, it's just not right, or a girl vice versa hitting there's plenty of other guys out there that you can do better.
I would think so. That doesn't seem to be the way to express love and affection for each other.
Exactly.
Go slugging each other out. Boy, that doesn't...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
how long were you engaged?
3.5 years. And
and you finally decided you've had enough and you broke it?
Actually, she left me for another guy, and that was the end of the story. So.
Okay, but it's kind of interesting, but you didn't get to a point where you said, I can't take this anymore. What the heck with it?
I had my ups and downs, and I thought about it and so forth, but it was my first engagement and so forth, and I was very much in love and wanted a nice future with children and so forth, and I guess that was the all high and mighty that I was looking for.
Yeah, well, you sound like a decent, responsible guy. It's hard for me to imagine that you can't find a woman who is a little bit more peace-loving than that.
I'm looking. I'd like to
How old are you now?
I'm 26.
Oh, well, okay, you're at a good age to be looking.
I would like to get married very shortly. I love children, so I like to have a nice family. So.
Well, it'll happen very suddenly, Andrew. Take it from a wise old man. Andrew, One day you'll look
Oh,
at somebody and you'll say, and the lights will go on.
Yeah.
And something will snap and you'll say, boy, that's the one I really want. Did it happen with you with this one?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
sorry. And then she started beating you up and somehow the luster came off the flower. Yeah. How did you feel when she left you for this other guy? How are you feeling now?
I was hurt at first, but thanks the Lord that she did right now, because I saw the light afterwards. So.
Yeah, so now you feel that it was a good thing the way it happened.
Sure.
Yeah.
2 more quick points.
Okay.
Second of all, last week you had a lady on, and she was kind of depressed, and you said, let's laugh together. And you started laughing.
Yeah.
And the both of you guys, you said, come on, let's laugh together right now.
Yes, I remember
And
that.
you know what? I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober now for about 3 years.
Oh, good.
And I'm having a hard time with it emotionally and so forth. But Jesus, when you guys started laughing, I started laughing with you.
Well, I'll tell you what,
great.
let's do it again right now then. We'll do that. I'm going to bring in Tony Nesbitt. I want him to laugh with us, too.
Boy.
I heard that last week, too.
Are you ready?
I laughed with you at home.
Okay, because I think it's contagious. I think you can't help but continue laughing.
If everyone in the world could do this,
Let's do it right now. You ready, Andrew?
Yes, I want to laugh.
Okay, let's all laugh together.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Andrew, I don't hear you laughing, Andrew.
I'm laughing.
No,
This is great. Fabulous. If we can get the whole world to do this, my goodness.
I got to pull myself together.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't do the whole program just laughing like that. Okay, I'm okay. Yeah, well, shoot me. I'll be all right.
One other quick point.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
One other quick point.
I'll try to be.
I know you got other callers.
I'll try to be serious for
as
this.
you know, I travel 93 to get to my employment on the expressway.
Yes.
When you go in the South Station Tunnel, you get this stupid 68 point whatever radio. You do not get BZ.
No, you get tunnel radio if you're tuning in. I know it.
You got to talk to these people and get rid of it, because that thing is a joke.
It's kind of funny. I know one of the guys who's responsible is Jordan Rich, who's an old friend of mine, who is the morning man at Wish, WSSH. And I don't know whether it's his company. I know he has a lot to do with it, but it is kind of funny. You go through, suddenly you're listening to something on BZ or whatever the radio station. Suddenly you hear somebody say, and now we will have a little quiz. And, and you think, and if you're going there late at night, when you go...
It's usually static.
Well, by the time you get through, the quiz it hasn't even begun yet.
Yes.
It counts on people being stuck in traffic so that they're long enough.
Or you hear a question, and by the time you're out of the tunnel, you missed the answer.
Yeah, you're
hoping the traffic is slow enough so you can hear the answer.
Or you don't find a phone number to call if it's a quiz that you're supposed to enter. No, I know
all the tunnels where you'd like to hear a traffic report in.
Yes, exactly.
That's one of them.
Exactly. Yes. I'll let you go. This was such a pleasure calling you. I'm glad I did. I'm
glad you did, Andrew. Keep in touch with us, and when you find a girl who just makes you break out the goosebumps, and that's the one. I want to hear about it.
You are going to be my best man. How's that?
Okay.
How's that? Thank you for making me laugh anyways, Norman, because you are fabulous.
Oh, thanks a lot, Andrew.
All right, take care.
You too. Bye-bye. Oh, look at that baby's tush. It's a red.
Does your baby suffer from red, irritating diaper rash?
Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah, no, the Friday and Saturday are not cut down, but Sunday is. I used to be at 2 hours Sunday night, and I'm not right now.
Okay, well, they're not messing with you. I don't want to have to come over and sit on the steps of WBC.
Not during the cold weather. Maybe they'll hold me on till spring, so if you got to do a sit-in, it'll be a little more comfortable. No, everything is going fine with me. I have no complaints. As a matter of fact, I'm just so happy. I'm just skipping around.
You're just skipping around?
Just skipping around and singing my happy songs.
Okay, well, friend's mother told me she heard you were going off, and that's what
No, I haven't. If she's maybe heard something, maybe she knows somebody in the management. No, I haven't. I haven't. No, I haven't heard that. No. I don't think that's. I don't see that happening right away.
Oh, good.
It's bound to happen eventually. I've been around for so long, but no, nothing like that. But I thank you for showing concern, Vivian. It's very nice of you to care. And take care. And I hope you're feeling.
I'm feeling very good.
I'm glad.
Skipping around.
Oh, you're skipping around singing happy songs, too.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm awfully glad. Thanks. Thank you for calling, Vivian. Take care, dear. Bye-bye. Okay, temperature, but I'll tell you the temperature, 44 degrees, which is really very nice. As we go up to Phil in Canada. Hey, Phil in Canada.
Oh, there, Norm in Boston.
Hey.
Brighton, actually.
What's that, please?
I think you're actually in Brighton.
Actually in Brighton, that's correct. Yes, we actually in beautiful Brighton.
I know that, but I bet you don't remember where I'm from.
Let me see where you're from. No.
You'd asked me the last 4 weeks in a row.
I know. I know. I've asked you so many times.
And I keep telling you.
And you keep telling me, and I keep forgetting. And
I cared enough to find out that you were in Brighton.
I know it. You care, and it shows you're a caring, sensitive, honest, decent person, and I'm a lout.
Okay, well, we'll leave that point then.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you if you would like to play my quiz game. I have a very short quiz game here for you.
Okay, sure.
Okay, this is just like Jeopardy, where I give you the answer, and you have to give me what the question was.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. It's a challenge. Yep.
Okay, the answer is Dan Quayle.
Okay, Dan Quayle.
So what was the question?
The question was... I'd like to listen to your question because I think that's going to be funnier than anything I can come up with.
Name something stupider than the dumb birthday game.
Okay, he's making threats about running for office again.
Oh no. Okay, I got another one.
Okay.
Ready? I got a few of these actually.
Okay.
Here's the answer: witty, entertaining, intelligent.
Winning.
Witty.
Witty.
Entertaining and intelligent.
Entertaining and intelligent. Well, you know what I hope the question would be. How would you describe, well, need I go further? Winning, entertainment, and intelligent.
What
is the question?
The question was, name 3 things you don't have to be on the dumb birthday game.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
next
good.
one is simple. It's a numerical one.
Okay.
The answer is 15.
15. Okay, the 15, and I have to think of the question.
Question.
The question, okay, the question would be... The question. I can't think of that at all.
Okay, add the IQs of Tony Nesbitt, Mike Epstein, and Jack Hart. And one final one. This is the biggie.
Okay.
Okay? The answer is Gold Bond, Ovaltine, and Vermont Teddy Bear.
Gold Bond, Ovaltine, and Teddy Bear.
Vermont Teddy Bear.
Vermont Teddy Bear. I would think the question would be, what are the 3 most boring commercials on radio? Am I close?
You're very close, but the real answer is name 3 sponsors with absolutely no taste.
Okay, I don't know whether I'd put Vermont Teddy Bear in that. I would put Gold Bond, Marazine, maybe, and what was the other one you had?
Ovaltine.
Oh, an Ovaltine, yeah, maybe that.
Well, what I mean is that they have no taste because they're advertising during the dumb birthday game.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All those questions related to the dumb birthday game.
Okay, good products.
So that was my quiz show.
It was not a bad thing, Phil.
Well, you didn't get any of the answers.
No, I didn't. You know what the reason for that is? Because I happen to be incredibly stupid.
I heard, actually, that Jack Hart locked his keys in the car there last week.
Did he do that?
It took him a week to get his family out, apparently. Have you heard any Michael Jackson jokes?
Yeah, but I can't think. Have you heard some, apparently?
I've heard one good one, actually. What do Michael Jackson and Kmart have in common?
Yeah. I did. It's funny. Somebody... It's like trying to remember what town you're from in Canada. I've heard the answer to that at least 5 times.
Oh, they've made their way down there, have they? Or maybe they came from down there and made their way up here.
Yeah, no, they probably started right here in Boston because we're the hip capital of the world.
I can't remember how that goes.
It's a warehouse full of little boys' underwear.
Okay.
Kind of thick, actually.
It's kind of.
But how's your daughter this week?
Both daughters are just fine, thank you.
Well, it's just Sarah that I'm really interested in.
Oh, that's right. You were interested in my youngest daughter.
Because for that's one reason, but also because I've heard her voice. So.
Yeah, no, that's right. No, she's a cutie. No,
Did you tell her that there's a fellow up in Canada that's,
Yes, I did mention the fact that you had called and asked about her.
Yeah, I think you could get her to call in sometime when I call, and we could just kind of,
and
mingle over the air.
Well, yeah, if I know when you're going to call, see, but the thing is, it would be kind of cruel for me to call her right this very minute and wake her up at 17 after 4. I assume she's
But
asleep.
then I would get to know what she's really like. And it would help me, to decide whether I just wanted to pursue it.
Oh, I see.
Because, if it went far enough, I would find out what she was like at 4 o'clock in the morning anyway.
Okay, what her reaction would be upon being wakened at this time of the morning.
Yeah, just give me, if she just kind of screams and hangs up, well, then...
Yeah, if she starts to scream and yell, I suppose, then you figure, hey, I'll skip this broad. But if she's pleasant and says, hi, Dad, I was sleeping, but I'll try to get the sleepy dust out of my eyes and talk to you and to that charming fella up in Canada.
Did you see her pretty often, do you? She live close to you?
She doesn't live too far away. She lives in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and I live in northeastern Massachusetts, which is it's within about 45 minutes drive time. It's not far at all. No, I see her quite often. I'm starting to talk Canadian. Did you? I see it quite often.
You say A lot. I was actually noticing that last week there that you're saying A. Is that just because you talk to us a lot? Or?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm catching it from you Ontario guys.
It's actually kind of. I remember hearing that on the birthday game a couple of times last week. I didn't know whether you were doing that inadvertently or on purpose. Or...
No, I wasn't doing it. I wasn't doing it on purpose. It just came out inadvertently. Yeah, it was just coming out that way. It was coming out that way, eh? See?
Well, I could talk like you guys. Norm. How'd that go? Norm? Is it like that?
You'd have to say you are from Canada.
Oh, Canada. That's right.
Canada. Yeah, Canada. Ontario, Canada.
Do they say the L's like ours and say like calm? And if you're saying you're calm, you say you're calm?
Oh, no. The L's don't have too much to do with it, no.
Bob Raleigh does that all the time. He'll say like vanilla or calm or something like that.
No, because he's not from New England originally. So that may be his original accent from wherever he's from. I'm not quite sure. I know he worked in Washington for some time. I'm not sure. I don't know whether that's his home area or not. No, New Englanders just put R's where they don't belong and don't put R's where they do belong, and the vowels are different. We do the vowels differently. We talk, for example, talk like A. The talk is talk like it's not talk or talk like in New York. And we have our own way of talking, and I think all the rest of the world actually probably doesn't know how to talk as well as we do.
Well, what do I sound like to you? Do I sound just like kind of like a plain old voice with no accent at all, or does it sound like an accent to you? Or?
No, it sounds like no accent. That's right, except every now and then you have a little Canadian twist to it. But basically, no, it's not a heavy accent. You're okay. You speak very well, Phil. And
yeah, well, we're running out of things to say, so I better hang up and let you go on to the next person.
That's right. What I was going to suggest to you is that since you speak okay, you can teach speech at the Norm Nathan School of Broadcasting.
Is that like one of those courses where you send away and you get it back in the mail? Like
that's
to
right.
Be an Episcopalian bishop or something like that?
Yeah, that's right. You become a minister.
Brain surgery by mail?
Yeah, that's right. To become an insurance investigator.
Or a politician or something?
Send me lots of money and I'll send you a certificate in any way you want it.
You want some money?
No, that's all right.
I can send you some.
No,
I don't have a lot, but I mean, I can send you a little bit.
Okay, whatever you can send.
You could get something nice for your daughter, and you could just say that I picked it up.
You were going to write me a note, weren't you, that I was going to pass along to you?
You didn't get it yet?
You never did that. Did you do that?
Yeah. I sent it. I hope I addressed it correctly.
Well, maybe it's here now. I haven't looked at the mail that came in this week.
I just put Norm Nathan, WBZ Boston on it.
That should get here, sure.
I figured it would. I didn't know if there was numbers or something,
sure.
But I figured everybody in Boston would know where it was.
That's right. Just Norm Nathan would be enough, right, by itself.
Wow. There's got to be more than one Norm Nathan in Boston, right?
Yeah, well, maybe that wouldn't get it.
Maybe somebody else has got this letter,
That's right. Maybe they're sending you the name of their daughter now.
Maybe they have a poodle or something with the same name. They think I'm some kind of sicko now.
Okay. Hey, take care of yourself.
All right, bye, Norm.
Bye, Phil. Oh, I don't know. This is a silly job. I sit around and talk really stupid all night, and I get paid riches. Anything I want, I can get. Simply, they said, here are the job specs, Norm. Sit around all night, talk on the phone, and talk really stupid, and we'll give you bags of money, because it's hard to find people with that kind of talent. Thank you so much. Anyway, 254-1030, area code is 617. Daytime here, yes.
And it's tonight. I can't get anybody wants to go with me. Why don't you hop down here?
I'd love to see the show, and I'd love to go with you. I wish you were closer.
I just made some beautiful pot of chocolate coffee.
Oh, that sounds great.
And Tom Selleck, you know what?
Yeah?
I saw him in a very early movie. And he also appeared in one that he's not very proud of, one of those soft porn ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were teasing him about it on some talk show. You can see I don't have much of a life. I watch TV all the time.
I see a fair amount of it myself. So
you know what? I don't know what I'd do without it. I'd go nutsier than I am.
It's kind of funny because, I grew up without television.
Yeah, me too.
And yet, anything that comes along can become a habit just so easily.
And with the channel changer, I've got arthritis in my thumb.
Oh, you don't even have to move. You just lie there.
Channel surfers, is that what they call them? Channel surfers.
Something like that, yeah. You just lie there and keep hitting the button, and there you are.
Yeah. And another little bit of trivia for you. Would you like me to tell it to you?
Yeah.
Linda Evans appeared on that Bachelor Father show with John Forsythe when she was just 16 years old. And they showed a clip of her one time. She was brunette. Cute little pixie thing.
Yeah.
Yep. And they were teasing each other about how she played his wife, which she was so obviously so much younger than he.
She was 16 at the time?
At the time,
and she played John Forsythe's wife?
No. His little girl was Noreen Corcoran. Remember those Corcoran kids were a whole bunch of with the freckles and the very Irish faces?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think it was Noreen. Linda Evans played the part of her girlfriend or her cousin or something.
Oh.
There was one more thing I wanted to tell you.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm right here. And I'll hang in there
till
you tell me. Yeah?
I think you and I are contemporaries from the way you're talking.
Well, because I mentioned my age on the air quite a lot. Do you want to tell me how old you are?
No, you tell me first.
68.
Oh, dear, I'm 4 years older. 3 years older.
You're 69, you're whatever, 71, okay.
But I don't look it. Do you look 68?
I look probably about 83. No, I don't.
Well, you know what? Get a little hemorrhoid on it and fill in the wrinkles.
Yeah.
They use that for baggy eyes.
You look a lot younger than 71, do you?
I really do. I'll send you a picture of me and that cat.
Will you do? Well, forget the cat. I don't care.
Oh, he's a pretty cat.
No, I got 3 cats of my own.
He looks like the cat on the Friskies cat food.
No, just send me a picture of yourself kind of scantily clad in some kind of sexy, provocative pose, and leave the cat out of it.
With a red strapless bathing suit on, standing there behind you.
God, I'm getting excited, Libby. Please, stop this.
The pompadour hairdo, remember they used to wear flowers all the time in their hair?
I think I remember that.
During WW2.
I got to go to the news
Bye-bye.
now.
Have a nice weekend.
You too, Libby.
I'll call you tonight. Bye.
Bye-bye. That's my friend Libby. She's going to send me a provocative picture. I don't know. I'm getting silly by the second. Anyway, coming up to news time.
And you mentioned the chant, Ollie Ollie Entry, and you said it sounds like an old English chant, and you were right.
Oh.
During the days of Dickens and such, during that time, when they were street kids that were very adept at picking picking pockets and stealing and such. When the town constable would come along, they would all run and hide. And if one of them did get caught, they would yell out, "Augie, Augie, urchins." Now, the old English spelling of jail is G-A-O-L. And the second part of that chant, I remember when we were kids, it was anyone around my goal shall be it.
That's right, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, well, it was all ye urchins, off to jail it is, which meant one of them had gotten caught, and they were calling all the kids out of hiding to distract the constable so that he would let that kid go, trying to catch the others, and then they would all scatter again.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. How nice of you to update that for us.
Well, I just thought that's one of those stupid things of information I've had in my head for years, and now my brain can be a little bit lighter because I just got rid of it.
Okay. I said it was how nice of you to update that for us, which was a stupid way to phrase it. How nice of you to clarify. I think clarify was the word, not update.
But it's all ye urchins is what it was.
All ye urchins.
Yeah, all ye urchins. All ye urchins.
It's kind of funny, all the expressions that you had as kids, you never really thought about. The same as schools that you went to that had strange names on them, but you never questioned them. That was the name of the school. You never said, who was that person anyway, and why would there be a school named after him?
Yeah.
But now we're questioning it, and we're finding answers at long last.
And look at that. You just got a little bit of education. See what happens when you have a poke bonnet on your head? It holds all this stuff.
That's right, Addie, and you got your little apron on there.
A little checkered apron and my calico dress.
That's right, and you're churning the butter, and as a result, you have time to think about all these other things.
Last week when I called you, the water main had broken out in front of our house.
Oh, yeah.
It took till Thursday to get it.
What was that, like 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, it broke Saturday afternoon. We got our water back at 4 in the morning, but while they were doing that, they broke the gas pipe.
Oh, gee.
All week long, we've had trucks out there. And then yesterday morning, as they were just about ready to finally finish off the job, the house 2 doors away from us, their furnace blew up and blew out the side of the house.
Oh.
And silly me, I see, because our fire engines were down at the big fire, down on Rich Street, where all the men were all covered with ice.
Yeah, I saw the pictures in the paper about that.
Yeah, well, I look out my door and I see Boston Ladder. And I thought, I've never been accused of being real swift. I thought, why are they having, because I live on a side street, little narrow one-way side street with all these trucks outside that are repairing the street and such. I said, why are they having these backup fire engines sit here, waiting to go to the fire 2-3 blocks away? I see Boston Ladder and Nesbitt and Somerville. I'm saying, are they doing an exercise? Maybe they're practicing over here in Everett. Then it dawned on me, they were there for a reason.
Son of a gun, you did catch on, Addie.
Yes, it took me a little while, but I actually thought that they were on standby for the big fire down on Rich Street.
Yeah, and they picked your street.
Yeah, this wonderful street that had all these dump trucks and everything. This is where they were going to wait.
Hey, you're okay, Addie. I hope you have a nice day, and you'll be able to stay warm a little bit longer anyway.
Oh, I know it. Oh, please, I'm ready to go outside. And
well, it's almost February. We're starting to get there now.
Oh,
chin up. It'll all be over soon.
I'm trying to hang on, Norman. I really
Please do. If you have any problem, call me, and we'll hold hands on the phone.
Oh, hey, that's... Oh
my God! My God, she's having some kind of a sexual experience.
I am. I'm having these hot flashes.
I better go.
Good night.
Take care, Addie. Bye, dear. Okay, we'll take some more calls after this. 254-1030, area code 617. Baldness.
I mean, I go out for breakfast about 6:30, 6:45 on some bit of cold morning. And Jack Hart gives you those hints about putting on the headlights and that a couple of times. And 2 weeks ago when I went to get my gas, it dawned on me that Jack had mentioned your windshield wiper fluid.
Oh, yeah.
And so I told the kid, I said, could you check it for me? It was empty. He filled it up, and sure than hell I was going to North Reading, and I needed it.
I know, and that salt starts spraying up on your windshield, and you really can't see anything. Boy, that's very helpful.
And I really am grateful to Jack.
Well, what a nice thing to say. I don't know whether Jack is listening right at this moment. If he's not, I'll tell him about it.
Well, no, I don't care if he is listening or not.
No, but you want to thank him directly, though, and I'll see that he gets the message.
Yeah. And another thing, I heard Rob on earlier tonight, and I'm glad he called you, because I listened the night that he called Mr. Raleigh. And Mr. Raleigh kind of read him out in a nice way. And he tells the truth. I mean, I feel the same way about Mr. Raleigh's show as Rob does. And I was hoping he wasn't blaming you for telling Mr. Raleigh what went on.
Oh, I don't think so. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I really don't know. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, well, he did, and so I'm glad he calls, and whoever tells Mr. Raleigh what goes on over the weekend, I don't call him, so I don't have to worry.
Okay.
So that's all I wanted to say, Ron.
You're okay, Big John.
But I'm still listening.
Okay, do you go to work very early?
No.
Yeah?
You and I are the same age. You go to work. I'm retired.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Norm.
Okay, John. You obviously, if you're my age, you must be just ripe to a beautiful ripe age, and I'm glad to talk with you. And I have no idea what I'm talking about.
That's anyway. All right, I don't either.
That makes two of us. Maybe it happens when I was going to say maybe it happens when we get to our age. Except I was talking stupid when I was about 12. Also. Anyway, John, thanks.
2 years.
Yeah. Hey, John, thanks for the call.
Okay. Good talking to you, Norm.
Good talking to you too. Take care. Hey, is this Laurie?
Hello. How are you, Norman?
Hello. I'm just fine. I hope you're okay.
Oh, great.
Good.
I was listening to you, and earlier you were talking about Carl Benz, who was a German gentleman who invented a car with a gasoline engine
Yes.
in the 1800s.
Yes.
This is just a bit of trivia, too, Norman. Did you know that he named his car the Mercedes-Benz after his wife?
I did not. Was her name Mercedes, you mean?
Yes, her name was Mercedes.
Oh, I always thought that was another guy named like Carl Mercedes met Carl Benz, and they got together. I didn't realize that.
No, I just heard it recently, and I found it so interesting. So when I was listening tonight, I thought, I wonder if Norman knows this little bit of...
And obviously Norman does not know that. He did not know that at all.
I thought I'd just fill you in, Norman.
Okay. No, then that's kind of nice to get to a point where you can name a car after your wife or after your husband if you're a woman.
I thought it was a lovely gesture. I really did.
Now, there's a car named after you.
Oh, there is?
A Laurie.
Oh.
I never thought of that till just that moment. Obviously, somebody who has a great crush on you did that.
Well, I hope someone still has a crush on me. I had a few beaux in my day, but they've sort of faded away.
Oh, you're not married now?
No, I'm not.
Were you married before?
No, I've never been married.
Really?
I'm what they used to call a maiden lady. But I guess they call me a bachelor gal today.
Whatever they call you, I don't know. But no, that's true. They were always kind of used cruel terms for women who were not married, but they didn't use that for men, which was that double standard again.
Oh, I guess it was. I never thought about that.
No, man was a bachelor.
That's right.
Which carried no nasty reference and no nasty feelings at all.
That's right.
But a woman was a spinster.
Oh, I hated that.
Oh, that's an ugly term.
It is. I don't mind maiden lady as much as I do spinster.
But even maiden lady is...
That doesn't sound too good.
No, that's not too great either. No. But, why was it nastier to be an unmarried woman than an unmarried man? But it always seemed to be that way.
I don't know, Norman, but I think we're finally catching up with things.
I hope so. I hope so. I think we are, too.
Yeah, I think the gals have come a long way.
Enough said.
Well, you sound like a bumper sticker there, Beatrice. Hey, thanks a lot for the call.
And it's a pleasure to talk to you. Happy holiday, and I hope you have a wonderful year.
I hope you do too, Beatrice. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's my friend B. Hey, this is my friend Rob.
Hey, how you doing, Norm?
Hey, Rob, did you get out the first night?
Oh, man, did I ever. I told you I would call you the night after.
Yes, you did, and you did. You kept your word, you devil.
Yep. It was totally awesome.
It was awesome?
I mean, first, the whole evening was beautiful because, I decided to spend it with my mother, so I treated it, we took her to the movies to see Sister Act 2, which was very funny. I enjoyed it immensely.
And what a nice son you are.
Huh? Yeah,
what a nice son. You spent New Year's Eve with your mother.
Yeah, sure.
That's really nice.
Why not?
No reason why not, except most guys would not. I think that's very nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's a very, attractive woman, and she's, she's not old by no standards, and she's fun to be with. I enjoyed her.
Isn't that nice to say that about your mom, to say she's fun to be with? What a nice thing.
And then, I took her to a very nice restaurant on Bolster Street, J.C. Hillary's. Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Steak and lobster. And then from there, we just walked around on the first night thing. We seen David Brudnoy.
Was that just you and your mom? Or
yeah, just me and her.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You had a date with your mother. I think that's really nice.
And then we had a little toast and everything, and we walked down to see the ice sculptures were beautiful on Bolster Street.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they was illuminated and everything, and I mean, there were so many people, like right after that parade. Everyone was like marching, just like in the army, because it was slippery and icy, and people were helping each other that was falling and sliding. And I mean, it was a very, very fun, festive night. That's the kind of night where I wish people could be that way every day, because everyone was happy, smiling, Happy New Year's, and holding the doors for each other, and and then the first night thing, that was beautiful, the storytellers. Then they had the Cambodian dancers. And then, we got on the trolley at Copley. And I mean, we had to wait. It took us about maybe 15 minutes to get down on the platform on the trolley from outside. There was a big line. And once we got on the trolley, it was packed. They only had 2 trolleys running.
Yeah. Now, what time was this? What time did you leave?
About 10. We got the trolley, went into, we walked around the Commons, which was fun, too.
Oh, I see. You took the trolley into another part of Boston. Oh, I see.
And then the funny thing is, when we got on the trolley, it was packed. You couldn't even put a piece of paper between you. And it was funny because half of the people there were loaded and singing, roll, roll, roll your boat. and almost, the damn trolley almost tipped over.
Really?
And then, we got on the Park Street, they was oh, man. And here's the weird part. After everything was over, me and my mother got the red line, because we go to Ashmont Station, and then from there we made our, way home. But when we got on the red line at Park Street, it was only 3 people on the whole train, me, my mother, and another lady. Because everyone was coming, not going. And then when we got off the train and got off at Ashmont, it was freezing cold.
It's colder than downtown Boston.
Yeah, it was freezing cold, I said, jeez. And then, we made it home, and, it was fun. She really enjoyed it because the funny thing of it is, she hasn't been to the movies. I took her to see Whoopi Goldberg's other movie, Made in America, this year, or last year, 93, when that came out. But since then, she hasn't been to the movie in 15 years.
No kidding.
Yeah, and she gets such a kick out of it.
She must have enjoyed being with her son like that, I think.
We bought the big thing of popcorn, and we was sharing it, and we bought some Cokes, and, she enjoys being out with me, and I enjoy being with her. That's my mother. I love her.
I think that's lovely. I like stories like that, Rob. You're okay.
Yeah, so, to me, it's like every son or daughter should think of their parents that way. If their parents treated them right and they were brought up right. But, I really didn't really notice it until you had mentioned it about being out with her because, I enjoyed it so much. You know?
I think that's great. I admire you for having done that, and I admire her for having brought up such a nice son. You're okay, Rob.
Definitely, thank you. I can't wait till next year to do it again.
Well, you don't have to wait till next year. Take her out again
I mean
during
for the
the
first night thing. But I mean, you know, I tell you, me and her go out quite often to restaurants, and you know, and we may just go downtown, walk around, and you know, down to the Prudential. You know, we go anywhere, the Galleria, and you know, because she really enjoyed the Marshfield.
Well, that's got to be very, very exciting, and I wish you the best. I hope they this
I wish
New
you
Year's.
the best, and your daughters, and may the New Year be prosperous and beautiful for you. And yes, I did put off my money, like that woman Tiffany says, outside of my house, and I brought it in today, and I hope that I become a millionaire this year.
I hope you do too, Rob.
Yeah. Take it easy, Norman. God bless everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Take care, Rob. That's really nice. That's nice. His mother must just have been just so darn through. I think that's great.
Have you ever heard someone say, just one more drink and then I'm going to quit? Maybe you've even said it to yourself.
This is by Richard Strauss. It's a tone poem. Anyway, I forget what it's from now. It's I don't know. I was kind of hoping you'd know, but apparently you don't know Aaron Sawyer either.
Well, I try not to step over you, Norm. You know,
I know that's very nice. You know, you don't want to talk over my lines, but sometimes it would be a blessing if you did. This is the way I wouldn't have to finish them. I find that to be true when I'm talking with people. For example, I got into a long diatribe. And I'm going on, and when I just keep going until they walk away in disgust. You know, 'cause I don't know how to end the story anyway. See? So to me, that's okay. Anyway, this is the WBZ 24-hour traffic network, and Aaron Sawyer has the complete report on that. Don't hold nothing back, okay? Because we're adults, so we can take it, whatever the news might be. I'll sit back here, okay? If you project to the back of the team canteen.
Okay, we're second only in popularity to the weather forecasters as far as job demand, I would take it.
Oh, you have won. See, you have won this privileged spot. That other guy, Bowers, there, he's just being considered.
My goodness. Well, we do have the potential for some slipping and sliding later on area roadways. This traffic update brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. As the snow is melted over the day and temperatures drop overnight, we have the potential for some black ice out there. You may want to give yourself a little extra time if you're on area roadways. That earlier disabled motor vehicle on 128 northbound in the Woburn-Wilmington area by exit 35 has been removed. 93 is smooth to the lower deck. Watch yourself at the merge with the Tobin traffic. Northbound Central Artery, moderate volume to the tunnel, and out to the upper deck of 93. Other area roadways of interest is out in the Route 2 area. We do have another report of a disabled motor vehicle, but that's out in the Leominster area. That's causing no delays at this time. If you plan to drink this holiday weekend, let someone else do the driving. I'm Aaron Sawyer, WBZ 24-hour traffic network.
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, my night was great. I watched all the bowl games.
You watched all of them?
I watched well, not all of them, just, you know, the top bowl games.
Okay, because there was Irma Bombeck, the humorist, said, she's quoted as having said, anybody who watches like 3 bowl games should be declared legally dead.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Did you really sit down and actually watch all that?
Yeah, I did. I just, I flicked back and forth between the BC game and Tennessee game and all that. But, I just want to bring up a couple points about the BC game. They played really, really well. They started off bad. They played a horrible first half. They were up by maybe 3 points going into the second half. But, Glenn Foley turned it around, played a great game, threw over 300 yards, threw for 3 touchdowns. Donnell Campbell had a great game. Keith Miller made a couple good catches. It's just exciting win for BC.
They won it pretty solidly, too, 31-13, as we mentioned. That's great. They had a really good season.
They did. You got to give a lot of credit to Tom Coughlin. They played great.
Yeah, they really did. Was it Upton Bell or somebody in the Calling All Sports program earlier said they're just a little bit away from being about the best team in the country.
Correct, Norm. You hit it right on the spot. They're going to lose a good quarterback and Foley and a running back Donnell Campbell, but they have a lot of people that are going to come back, like Pete Mitchell. He's really a top-rated tight end that's in, that plays college football, and he's prominent to go to the NFL. And BC's still going to have a good team. I know we're going to lose Foley, Donnell Campbell, but we're still going to have a good team. But Norm, I want to call you too. How was your New Year?
Oh, it was good. I was here and home, and so I really didn't have a big celebration of it or anything. Yeah. What about yours? Did you have a big New Year's Eve?
Well, yes, I did. I went to first night.
Oh, did you?
In Boston. I saw the fireworks, but I was one of those ones that said to myself, I got to get out of there early or I'll get trampled.
Yeah, I know there's huge crowds that go out there.
Yeah.
It's interesting because Boston was the first city to initiate this whole, it was our idea here in Boston, not my idea, but the idea of the people who started this first night. And now it's just about everywhere, clear across the country.
The first night was very exciting. Fireworks was exciting, but I didn't stay there till 12. I left around like 10:30. I just stayed for a little of the stuff, and I came home and I watched Dick Clark's show.
Oh yeah,
I like Dick Clark's show a lot. They got a lot of good different bands on, and Dick Clark's a swell guy.
But he speaks nicely of you too, Mike.
Well, he's a swell guy. I get that from you, Norm. Norm, you always say swell.
I do say swell because that's one of the latest expressions to come out. In the 40s, maybe.
Yeah, that every time I talk to my friends, I always say swell, and they go, "No, Mike, where'd you get that from?" I go, "Norm Nathan."
Let me give you some other expressions of that same period that are all out of date, like swell.
What do you got?
One was nifty.
Oh, nifty.
Yeah, nifty's another. Boy, is that nifty. Or if you're really excited, you say things like, hot diggity dog.
No,
that's a biggie.
No, that would be a good thing for the listeners. Try to remember what's your, best slang.
Yeah, what were some of the expressions that you used? What about you? Now, you're a young guy.
Yeah.
So what are the expressions now? Now that I brought you up to date with the 40s, bring me up to date with the 90s. What expressions should I know to be a 90s guy?
Oh, 90s. What's up?
Well, what's up has been around for a long time. That was around in the 50s and 60s, ttoo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about this one, though? Back in the 80s. What's happening?
Yeah, what's happening, baby? Yeah, if you want to throw... You don't say baby, though. Do you say baby?
Yeah.
What's happening, baby?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've caught up to the 80s anyway. Now, if you can think of any more, call me back and bring me up to the 90s.
All right, Norm.
That'd be nifty, hot diggity dog.
All right, Norm.
Bye-bye, Mike. Oh, you got to straighten these kids out today. Otherwise, you just don't know what's apt to happen to them. Son of a gun. Judy, hey.
Hi. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you, too.
Great.
I got you the newspapers and stuff, and I thank you very much.
Oh, you're quite welcome. What did you think of it?
I thought they were very interesting. I haven't really looked at them as closely as I would like, and I will look at them more closely. I brought them home so I could, read them there.
They're a little bit different than they had been in previous years, but I tried to get you one that had the list of things going on in town, that were nice. Well, guess what? I have to tell you great news.
What is that, for heaven's sake? What?
No, nothing earth-shaking, really.
Oh, okay.
I became a great aunt on the 31st of December.
Well, that is earth-shaking.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, that's wonderful to be
My sister Joni became a grandmother for the first time.
Oh, I'm so envious of both of you. I'll never be either one of those.
Oh, don't say never.
No, I never will. I'll never be a great aunt or a
great
grandmother.
uncle. No, not a great aunt. But, you can still be a grandfather.
Well, yes, I could. I could.
It was really neat because it took me 6 years to have 3 grandchildren. My sister is going to become a grandmother of 3 within 4 months.
Yikes.
See, she was smart. She had 5 children, and 3 of them are married, and they were all expecting. So the first one came through just in time. Wonderful tax planning.
Excellent. Yeah, I was thinking because there were a lot of stories on the wire and stuff about the babies born just after midnight, the earliest New Year's, and I thought that's great. You know, it makes the news wire, but it's too bad it did happen a couple of minutes before midnight, and they could have collected on the 93 taxes.
Well, Jody said if she would have been born today, New Year's Day, she would have been a horse. I said, what do you mean? Well, all the horses' birthdays, the racehorses' birthdays are all January 1st.
Oh, is that how they
I said, yeah. And when she's 3, we can run her in the Derby.
Well, you are one big wit.
Isn't that really something?
Oh, that's... you're swell.
Swell. Neato.
Neato is another one, yeah.
That's another one. That I remember from grade school.
Was that... Now, where does that go back to the 50s or when?
I don't know. It might have been... the 40s, late 40s, early 50s.
Right on. There's another one.
Right on. That's not too old.
No, that's maybe
that's not even an antique.
Maybe about 15 years old, something like that. 20 maybe at the most. Maybe the 80s or late 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Listen, I wanted to say something else. I thought that was so nice of Rob. I will even forgive him for not thinking London was great when I talked about it. But I really think he ought to make arrangements to take his mother to London. Because when I was there, and I came back, last year was my first time, and I came back and I was all enthused and telling you all about London. And then Rob called and said, well, it doesn't sound like there's much nightlife there. London is known for its nightlife. And the thing was, as I am used to getting up, and my cousin, whom I went with, is even earlier. We get up like 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning, and we're off and running. And then we'd run out of steam by evening. I mean, we went everywhere during the day. So I think the next time I go, I'm going to go the opposite direction. Instead of going west to east, I think I'm going to go all around east to west. Then I'll get a different kind of a lag. I'll sleep during the day, and I'll be up all night and enjoy all the nightlife.
Now, you'll be going where, like to Hawaii or Alaska?
London. No, I think maybe I'll just go California, Hawaii, around the world the other direction.
Oh, okay.
And then, maybe I'll get the proper kind of jet lag to be up all night long. But...
I think you better check with your physician before you do this.
I think so, yes. But
okay.
They really have some terrific nightlife, terrific theater life. And it brought me to mind, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago when I very first went to California to visit my son. He took me out on New Year's. We had a wonderful time, except we went to a Grateful Dead concert.
And that didn't appeal to you?
Oh, no, it appeals to me very much.
Well, I would think it would. The Grateful Dead is kind of almost traditional and middle of the road almost now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I like it because it's a very physical and physically involving kind of an experience to go to a concert. You get up and dance, and it's wonderful. You feel good afterwards. And about a week ago, I was cleaning out some desk drawers, and I found some unidentified tapes that I had that weren't labeled. So I was playing them all and seeing what they were and labeling them. And then I found one that was a different color than the rest. And I said, now, where did I get that? I put it on. It was a tape that my son made when I bought my Walkman in California. He says, here, you can listen to this on the plane. And it was just all this wonderful Dead music, including a song called St. Stephen, which they play once in not just a blue moon, but 10 blue moons. Yeah. Very, very rarely. And I heard that, and it was just wonderful. I got up from what I was doing and danced around. Marvelous. It's a very good exercise. But today I noticed that Penn State won, and I think they will be in the Rose Bowl before long. I predict that.
Okay, Penn State played...
Penn State was in the Citrus Bowl.
The Citrus, they beat Tennessee 31-13.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's quite a feat because I remember my mother died several years ago, and she was a great football fan, and she really knew and understood football. And she would sit at the television and she'd say, Joe, don't let him pass. Joe, tell him to do this. And she would direct the game and coach it from her seat. And one time, Penn State lost a game, and this was when they were really in their heyday. When he should see, Joe, you should have listened to me. You didn't do what I told you to do. And Penn State lost. Now, next week, you're going to listen to me. And this is Joe Paterno we're talking about, the coach of Penn State.
Yeah.
So after my mother died, of course, we were all very sad because it was very sudden. She hadn't been ill or anything. And we said, what's Joe Paterno going to do? And sure enough, Penn State had a couple of years that were not exemplary. And I said, that's because my mother wasn't there haranguing him.
That's
but
nice.
This year, I think what happened was we finally got things together, and heaven is smiling down kindly. And maybe one of these days we will get to the Rose Bowl. Wouldn't that be neat?
That would be very neat.
Because every year I watch that parade. Oh, I'd love it. All the floats and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go.
You bet you are. Even if you don't, I'll be unhappy if you don't.
Okay.
Oh, hey, nice to talk to you. I hope 1994 is great for you, Judy.
Thank you, and a good 94 to you, Norm.
Thanks a million.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, we'll take some more calls right after this, but first, here's a guy who gets off on food.
Hi, this is Bill Marlowe.
Hold on a minute. I'm cleaning the microphone. Hello? Okay. Oh, that is spotless.
You never know what you can get over the phone from talking with people.
That's right, or what people get from you when you're talking over the radio. I may take this microphone home with me because if I leave it here, other guys will come in and use it, and they'll just mess it up.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about something. New Year's is a very festive and type of holiday that everybody seems to participate in one way or another, even if it's just talking about it. And I can remember a huge amount of films that have dealt with the subject of Christmas, but I can't think of one film that has anything in it about New Year's.
I can think of one, and a film that doesn't go back too far. I'm so glad you brought that up, Fred.
Which one is that?
The one when Harry Met Sally, with Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. There is a scene at the very end. See, these are kind of close friends in a sense, and he's saying. Anyway, he eventually falls in love with her. It's a very lovely movie. The very last scene is on New Year's Eve.
Oh.
And in fact, he says, what is this old lang syne? What does that mean? And he does a little parody on the little takeoff on the lyrics to the song. But it's very much a part of the movie. Yes, there is that. I'm sure there are others as well. That's the most recent that I can think of.
I never saw that, and I can't remember any other film that I ever watched that had anything to do with New Year's. But I'm glad to hear there was at least one.
Yeah, I'm sure there are others. They just don't come right to mind, but that one does, and that does. Again, it's a relatively new film in this, in the sense it doesn't go back to the 30s or 40s. It's a 90s film. If you get a chance to see it, by the way, aside from that, it's a great movie.
On your recommendation,
I recommend it.
Take a look at it.
Okay, I recommend it highly.
Okay.
Okay, and maybe some other people can call and tell us. That's kind of interesting. I hadn't thought about that. And I know, obviously, Christmas is the one that people write about and all that, but maybe there are a lot about New Year's. We'll see if people call and tell us.
All right, Norman.
A happy New Year to you, Fred. I hope it's a great year for you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
We'll drink a toast with, Ovaltine. Funny you should call. I was just about to drink some. I had right my hand. I had the cup of Ovaltine. Traffic Network in our Boston studios. Do you think I'm overdoing this, Aaron? Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror, and, I say to myself as I look at my reflection, I say, Norm, you are one big jerk. I really do. There's no sense in just kind of kidding yourself. You might just as well be realistic.
But if you're going to be a jerk, you might as well be the best jerk that you possibly can be.
I am the best jerk, I'll bet you, on the entire North American continent. I'll bet you I am.
As long as you're good at whatever you are, that's all that matters.
That's right. There was a guy, I must say this, though, just to kind of back away from that. There was a guy in Peoria, Illinois in 1936 who was a bigger jerk than I was, but I think he's dead now, so I think I captured the title.
You win.
Okay, and if you want to be a traffic reporter, be Aaron Sawyer. The name Aaron Sawyer is synonymous with great traffic reporting. Yeah, just ask anybody in the business. Say, are you an Aaron Sawyer or what?
Well,
that means perfection.
Oh, okay.
Just show him your stuff. Okay?
Show my stuff.
Don't embarrass me and don't make me look like a liar after I said that.
Okay, live via Havana, Cuba. This is Aaron Sawyer with a report of a minor accident, Route 9 eastbound by Shoppers World in Framingham.
The ceremony of the changing of the keys, which has been going on since before 1500. And it's a real exciting thing for people who are historically minded. And then, of course, there's all of the theaters that are probably premier in the world as far as theater work.
Oh, the theater setup in London is so beautiful. I haven't been to London for some time, but I remember last time I was there, I think we got tickets to like about 9 different shows in about 3 minutes. We just went from one to another, the matinee, the evening, and lovely. It really is the theater town of the entire world. It's something special.
I do believe so. Actually, what I had in mind, by the way, last week I was down in Northern Neck, Virginia, where you came in quite well, but you're battling WBAL Baltimore because they're on approximately the same frequency as you are, and I'm on the water's edge on the Potomac in Northern Neck, Virginia.
Oh, yeah, because they're right there in Maryland, which is...
Yeah, BZ came in fine, though.
Yeah, because they're almost a local... they are really a local station in that area.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that was... I said, if I talk to Norman about this, he certainly will know. I had my car repaired in Woburn the other day, and they left a newspaper in the car, and I picked it up, and there was an article on the Lone Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, boy... I bet Norman knows Fred Foy.
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, he's living... I guess they wrote about him because he lives in that area.
That's right. He lives in Reading.
In Reading, yeah, right next door to Woburn.
And he had a spectacular career, I would say, in the radio broadcasting in the 40s.
He's from Detroit. I'm sure the article says that. The fact that those shows, a lot of the shows in the early days of radio came out of Detroit. Somehow you don't think of Detroit as being, the center for feeding top radio shows, but the Lone Ranger, the Green Hornet came from Detroit.
That's the one.
I forget. There may have been some others, but those were the 2 key ones.
As a matter of fact, he said he did the work in Detroit, but the program was mailed in and broadcast from New York, which was quite a...
it was mailed in?
Mailed to New York, yeah.
That sounds so untechnical, doesn't it? Hi, here's the program. It just got mailed into us. The mail's a little late. That's kind of fun. I didn't realize they did it that way.
Yeah, he was on XYZ in Chicago, and he wrote a little book. It's quite interesting, XYZ to ABC, when he later came on the return of the show. He did the Cavett show, Dick Cavett, for a while. He did introductions to that.
Oh, did he?
He was really quite spectacular, and he's a fine-looking gentleman.
He is. Now, his voice sounds exactly the same today. Well, the last time I heard him was maybe about a year ago.
Yes.
And his voice was exactly the same as it was, like 40, 50 years ago when he was doing the Lone Ranger.
A real booming voice.
Out of the West comes, and he was on and on. I can't remember how the words go to that, but he does it every now and then. I got to have him as guest one night on the program.
Yeah, I would think that would be interesting.
I think it would be. Maybe I will do that.
His latest address is Reading. I don't have anything else, but I'm sure...
I think I can track him down.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Because we have the WBZ investigative I team. They can track anybody down.
Well, I wonder who follows you around where you've been broadcasting from so many places. I heard you
no, I always,
2 minutes ago. I know.
No, it's kind of funny. I always wanted to say that.
Keeping it light.
Yeah.
No, that's all I have tonight.
Well, I appreciate that. Was good. That was a good, solid bunch of stuff, Ed, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you now.
Yeah. Bye.
Good night now.
It's interesting. His name is Edward. He was from Everett, like Edward Everett, the statesman. Isn't that interesting? I thought it was interesting. You don't find it interesting, eh? Well, the heck with it. Here's Michael. Oh, Michael was on his car phone. I guess he figured, hey, this is costing me about $8 billion a second. The heck with him. We'll go to Denise in Brookline. Hey, Denise.
Hey, Norm. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you and your husband. I hope life treats you particularly well during this coming year.
Oh, thank you so much. You too. Well, the holiday season has just kept us so incredibly
I know it's
so darn busy.
Oh, it is. It is a darn busy kind of time of year.
Oh, absolutely. But my primary reason for calling, I also got talked in by your charming producer to playing the dumb birthday game, but my primary reason for calling is not only do I know the movie was a New Year's Eve theme, our evening on New Year's Eve was sort of planned around it.
Okay, now which movie was that?
Holiday with Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant.
Holiday, and I don't remember that one.
Oh, it's excellent. It's a 1938 film. It was her last Hollywood movie before she was declared box office poison and sent off before she came back with Philadelphia Story. It revolves, she plays sort of the black sheep sister of a very wealthy family, sort of a flaky type, and Cary Grant is this young banker who is engaged to Katharine Hepburn's other sister, who is very, very proper and prim.
And Katharine is kind of the nutty kid.
Exactly.
And, those two, as a team, were just absolutely superb. Katharine Hepburn, and I suppose with anybody, is a great team. Spencer Tracy and she were so lovely. But they're movies together, Hepburn and Grant.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, tell me about this.
So what happens is, on New Year's Eve, the father wants to announce the sister's engagement to Cary Grant and throws this incredible, suave, sophisticated white-tie gala at his Fifth Avenue mansion in New York to do such. And, of course, every stuffed shirt in the universe is at this party.
Yeah.
So Katharine Hepburn, meanwhile, is in her little private part of the house that she calls the playroom, and decides she's going to throw her own New Year's Eve party. And these friends of Cary Grant played beautifully, the husband of this couple who are friends of Cary Grant, played beautifully by Edward Everett Horton. And he plays a sort of an absent-minded professor.
He played the same role in every movie he was ever in.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Wander into the playroom where Katharine Hepburn is, and she and the professorial couple and, of course, the alcoholic brother, black sheep of the family, are all having a grand old time up in the playroom. So the proper sister says to Cary Grant, "Oh, you must find my sister. She must come down for the party and for the announcement of our engagement." So Cary Grant goes up there, and, of course, he gets into the fun at the playroom, too. And that's when he realizes, of course, he's engaged to the wrong sister.
Oh, that's so tender. What a terrible moment, but it turns out okay, I'll bet you.
Of course it does.
Okay.
It's a great movie. Plus, this whole thing, Cary Grant plays a young banker, an up-and-coming type, but he's thinking to himself, is that all there is to life? And, of course, the father and the proper sister want him to go into the banking business and make lots of money. And he says, is that all there is? I want to do something else. In some ways, it was a very 60s movie.
That is kind of a more modern theme. Now, the holiday they're referring to is New Year's Eve?
No. What happens is Cary Grant throughout the whole thing talks about how hard he has been working in the banking biz and how if he closes this next deal and he's going to make a ton of money, he plans to take a holiday, meaning he's going to quit banking and find out what he wants to do with his life as opposed to just a vacation. So that's where the term holiday comes from, is whether that's what he wants to do with the rest of his life. He wants to turn it into a holiday.
But there is a New Year's Eve thing there?
Yes, that's where it's about a good 30 to 40% of the movie is spent at the contrast between the stuffed shirt New Year's Eve party that the father and the sister are giving, and the fun that's going on in Katharine Hepburn's little private party.
Okay, so we now have 2 movies that will have a holiday, the New Year's
Matter
theme.
of fact, we rented it last night. We went out with 2 other couples for a lovely dinner, and then came home about 11:15, popped the movie in the VCR,
Yeah.
drank champagne.
What a nice way to spend the night. That's really nice. You must be getting old, Denise, because that's exactly the way I would love to spend the night, and I'm an old person.
Oh, of course I am. I was talking to a colleague of mine he's 10 years younger than me. He's 25, and I was telling him about this, and he was getting this funny look on his face. But that's what you're doing for New Year's Eve?
No. The thing that surprised me is that you are very young, and that's appealing to you. But it really is. I think after you drunk yourself into oblivion a couple of New Year's Eves and stayed up until your stomach ached, and you couldn't stand life anymore for the next 3 days. A few of those, and then you're ready to throw in the sponge.
Well, we turned it into a 24-hour party. Then our friends stayed overnight. We hosted a brunch today, and we've just had a wonderful time.
That sounds nice. That's the way to do it. You're so civilized.
Absolutely, but we're fun. We're not stuffed shut.
Oh, no. When I said civilized, I didn't mean that.
Even though the gentlemen last night wore their tuxes, and we got all dressed up.
Oh, really? You wore your tuxes watching the VCR?
To go out to dinner first.
I think that's great.
Oh yeah, we did it up right. We had a great time. Hey, and by the way, one bit of advice to Judy when she goes to London next time for nightlife besides theater.
Yeah.
One of the best jazz clubs in the world, Ronnie Scott's.
Oh, that's right. That's still in business then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's got to be one of the longest running jazz clubs in the world, I bet you.
I think you're right, but
because there are some in New York that have been in business for a long time, but I think most of them have pretty much closed or changed or something.
Well, the Village Vanguard's still around.
And what's the one that Woody Allen plays at?
Michael's Pub.
That's been around for a while, but Ronnie Scott's, that's been there forever.
Oh, absolutely. So if she wants nightlife, hey, that's a place to go.
Hey, man, yeah, man. Hey.
Absolutely. So, Norm, because John sounded like such a sweet guy, and he sounded desperate for players, he talked me into it, so I'll talk to you again.
Oh, that's great. We'll talk to you in an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great, Denise. Thanks a lot.
Take care, Norm.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let me just see. Jean in Somerville. Hi, Jean.
Hi, Norm. How are you?
I'm just fine. You sound like you're okay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too.
I'm calling about the New Year's Eve movie in the apartment.
Oh, that was the...
Jack Lemmon.
And Fred McMurray and Shirley MacLaine.
Shirley MacLaine.
I love that movie. She was the elevator operator.
Miss Kubelik.
I thought she was so beautiful.
That was the best movie.
I fell desperately in love with Shirley MacLaine in that movie. I loved that movie. Now, was there? I've forgotten that part of it. Was there a New Year's Eve?
At the end, it takes place during the Christmas week, and Fred McMurray's given Shirley MacLaine the skip, and because of his family and all. And then New Year's Eve, she's in the restaurant with Fred McMurray, and she realizes that she really loves Jack Lemmon. And when the lights go out and they say Happy New Year, she disappears and runs back to the apartment to be with Jack Lemmon.
Oh, yeah. That was nice. That was so nice. She looked so adorable. I was so glad.
That was so
and
cute.
He was kind of adorable, too. And Fred McMurray's the slick-talking guy who borrowed Jack Lemmon's keys to his apartment.
Yeah.
Because he was the single guy.
He was the boss.
Yeah, and that's right. He was the boss, and he was using Jack Lemmon's apartment for his fooling around.
Oh, that's right. And when they were in the Chinese restaurant, when Shirley MacLaine and Fred Murray on New Year's Eve, and Fred McMurray said he wouldn't let him use the key anymore, and he said especially if it's Miss Kubelik.
That's right, because he had a crush on her himself. He liked her a lot, and he couldn't imagine giving this gross boss of his the keys to entertain somebody who he loved.
Right.
That was really nice. Yeah. Fred McMurray, I always thought had a great style. There's been no actor quite like him. I suppose you could say that for Jack Lemmon or Spencer Tracy and a whole lot of others, but McMurray had a whole lot of style. He was something.
Well, he played quite a variety of characters.
Yeah, he always seemed very casual, kind of like, he always seemed to be the part he was playing more so than others.
Yeah.
I'm not being very clear the way I say that, but Anyway, I loved it. I'm glad you mentioned the movie because I love that movie.
Well, I hope some more people call in with New Year's about New Year's movies, because I bet there's a slew of them.
There probably are.
And one other comment was, how about Hubba Hubba?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that goes back that goes back to the same time as Nifty and Hot Diggity Dog.
Oh, that Hubba Hubba.
Hubba Hubba, that's
ding,
right.
Ding Ding.
Yeah, the Hubba Hubba Ding Ding was even a...
Hubba Hubba Ding Ding, you have everything.
That's funny. Now, that for people who don't know what we're talking about with the Hubba Hubba, that was kind of like you almost in sexual heat.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, you look at somebody who really appeals. Oh, Hubba Hubba, wow. Wow.
It was a compliment.
Yeah, that was really showed that, boy, they really turned you on something.
I know.
That seems kind of funny. Of all the expressions to indicate that is about the least sexual is Hubba Hubba.
It sounds ridiculous now, doesn't it?
It really does. You remember Zoot Suits also?
Yeah.
Cab Calloway used to wear these ridiculous suits. He was a good musician, but I think he felt he had to do something to make him look different than other people. So he put on these Zoot Suits with the reed pleats, and I forget, there was a whole song about that at one time.
Big shoulder pads.
Big shoulder pads, yeah, very wide.
Oh.
And people were about, even 3 foot tall people were about 17 feet wide in their suits. But Hubba Hubba, thank you for remembering that one.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
Jane, the very best to you.
I love the show.
Thanks a million.
So relaxing and just delightful.
Hey, so are you little cutie.
Bye, Norm.
Happy New Year. Bye-bye, dear.
Norm, how you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too. Thank you.
But the reason I called tonight was I do remember Edward Everett Horton, and he was great in Lost Horizon.
Oh, I don't think I ever did see that. That was
Ronald Coleman?
I know that was one of the biggies that everybody should see. I don't think I know he was in a play in Boston in later years called. I always loved the title, although I can't remember what the play was about. It was called Springtime for Henry. I don't know. The title sort of struck me funny.
And he was also the voice in Fractured Fairy Tales, the segment of the Rocky and Bullwinkle.
That's right. He was great on that. I love that whole series, the Bullwinkle thing.
Yeah, he was excellent. But the reason I called, other than to compliment you with your usually great program.
It's okay.
The Megaplex.
Megaplex, what do you think?
My attitude is this. If it's such a good deal, how come private money hasn't, flowed forth,
I must tell you that I totally agree with that. I can't see the taxpayer being shouldered with the burden of providing an arena for a private company. It doesn't make any sense.
And it's like, for example, over Christmas, I was at my brother's up in Andover. We were watching the sports shopping channel for fun.
Oh, yeah, really? Do you watch that for fun?
Oh, yeah. Because you know what I say to myself? If these baseball cards and pitches are so valuable, if they will appreciate so much, what are you doing selling them? Buy them yourself and keep them in your attic until they mature. But, this is going to be a winner. And without going to not counting the Super Bowl, the most games the Patriots could play at a Megaplex would be 13 a year. There would be 2 preseason, 8 regular season, and if they went all the way to the Super Bowl, 3 playoffs. That's 13 games. Now,
they'd obviously have to find some other use for it besides as a football stadium.
They talked about conventions, but yet I've cooked for years, and I do know that the hospitals, they do too, but the hotels in the city always run at least about 98% capacity. So there is a shortage of rooms. So even if you have the center, where are we going to build the hotels? And as far as creating jobs, well, cab driver, cook's helper, fast food franchiser, popcorn salesman. I mean, I don't see a lot of, good jobs being created by this place. I see a lot of low, menial jobs. But on the other hand, if private money wants to build it and staff it, do it. But in other words, I see my tax money to be used in far better things, than this. And I love the Patriots. I hope they don't leave.
No, I agree with you there. I have nothing against the Patriots either. I think it's a plus to the area to have them here. But it is a private business. And they pay big salaries and a whole lot of big bucks and the whole business. So why should we pick up the tab?
And can I say something before I hang up?
You could do anything you want to do, Eddie. It's your show. Go right ahead.
Do you know that the television package which was worked out years ago by Pete Rozelle, who was then commissioner, was so designed that if you owned a team and did not sell one ticket, you would still make over $8 million that year because the pie is split equally. It isn't that the San Francisco 49ers get a bigger share of the TV money than the Patriots. It isn't judged on standings or athletic prowess. It's simply X number of teams divided into X number of millions of dollars. And so it's not that the Patriots are a struggling or a floating concern. There's good money bulking them up. But on the other hand, when I think of all the social welfare programs that could be enacted to help people, does a megaplex really sound like the best thing that you could try to do with your time and money? I don't think so.
I'm going to vote for you, Ed.
Thanks a lot, Mo.
Hey, thanks for
Have
the
a
call.
good night.
You too. Bye-bye. Okay, it's, let's see, coming up to about 2 minutes before 2 o'clock. We'll take some more calls after the news. And again, we have lots of open lines. And if you'd like to play the dumb birthday game, talk with John Kelly at 254-1030. He may have enough people already. I don't know. Okay, 254-1030, area code 617. So we could use some more people at that number. Or just give me a call and we'll talk, okay? If you don't want to be on the dumb birthday game, that'll be in an hour after 3 o'clock. But if we can talk during the next hour, hey, that would really be just hot diggity, neat hubba hubba.
You also.
Thank you.
I have never called you before.
Oh,
but
shame
I
on
always
you.
go to sleep with you.
Okay.
In the sense that I got all my new phones put in, and when I go to bed, I turn on the radio and I hear your voice, and I always wanted to call. Well, I have 4 phones here in this big house here. You know what I'm saying?
You have 4 phones in your. Do you live alone?
Yes.
And you have 4 phones.
Well, you see, it's a 7-room. It's a 3-family.
Yeah.
And I'm the owner. But I mean, I finally put a phone that I re-raised the whole apartment in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on the place anyway.
So, son of a, you can call me often. I get a phone handy.
What's that?
You've got a phone that's awfully handy. You can call me very often then.
Well, now I got one right in the bedroom.
Son of a gun.
So I hear your voice and I say, I should call him and say hello or miss, New Year's and all that stuff.
And you did.
And I finally had the telephone guy up here.
Yeah.
And I said, rewire this whole place from A to Z. He gave me 6 checks.
Wow.
And he said, there's nothing wrong with your phones. He said, no one calls you.
Oh, that's so sad.
I said, the phone doesn't ring. He said, no one calls you. So, anyway.
I'm sorry, Walter. You want me to call you?
No, I'm only kidding.
I tell you what you could do. Why don't
that
you
was my Santa joke, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But you see, when I listen to the radio, I raised right above my head, and I said, turn the radio on. I'm divorced now. My wife's in Texas. She's a psychiatrist, and good luck to her.
She's with a psychiatrist?
No, she is a psychiatrist.
Oh, she is a psychiatrist. Yeah. Oh, I see.
Well, I'm not going to read it. Well, she wants to come back to Boston again. But I'm not sure I want this whole thing all over again. So I'm sitting here, and I said, I got to give him a call. I got to test out these new phones.
And you're testing them out? Do they work? Do they work okay?
Bedroom, Norm. When the phone rings now, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like bells going off everywhere. The whole place rewired completely. They rearranged the whole place.
Well, it sounds like a spiffy place. Hey, spiffy. We were trying to think of old expressions. I forgot about spiffy.
Spiffy?
Do you ever use that, spiffy? That means, really nice, spiffy.
Well, anyway, getting back to the spiffy.
You don't want to talk. You don't want to talk spiffy then.
I'll talk about spiffy. This whole show was spiffy. Norm was incorrect when he said he'd never be a great uncle. He was the great Uncle Norm to all of us. By the way, the prescription for laughter has unlimited refills, as long as you keep coming back here to the Vault of Silliness. Let's close that vault and leave this world a little sillier than we found it. For the Boston Red Sox. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Ollie Ollie Oxen Free, Ollie Ollie Entry, and Augie Augie Urchins Off to Jail It Is. Pleasant memories. Hein go seek. Sitting on the stoop. Window radios. The sounds of summer. Tales of reflected glory. The 99 restaurant. Lusterless flowers. Contagious laughter. Tunnel radio. Jordan Rich. WSSH. Skipping around and singing happy songs. Louts. Answers and questions. IQs. Our wonderful sponsors. Suitors for Sarah. Canadian and Boston accents. bags of money for talking stupid. Tom Selleck, scantily clad, provocative listener pictures. Bonnets, gingham aprons, and calico dresses. Holding hands on the phone. Hot flashes. Maiden ladies and bachelor gals. J.C. Hillarys, Irma Bombeck, calling all sports, Boston College bowl games. Swell, nifty, hot diggity dog, what's happening, baby? Neato, right on, hubba hubba ding ding, and spiffy. Disinfected microphones. Ovaltine toasts, overdoing it, which is like this credit list. Being the best jerk you can possibly be. The changing of the keys. Fred Foy. Charming producers. Jack, Fred, and Shirley. Zoot Suits. Fractured Fairy Tales. John Kelly. Aaron Sawyer. Jack Hart. And the sometimes stuffy Norm Bradford. Nathan. I'm former alumnus and valedictorian from the Norm Nathan